Hello and welcome back to the 17th episode of my Pokémon Emerald Catch Everything playthrough. Today we are going to be making the most of having access to Surf, and we're going to be kind of cleaning up a few bits and bobs here and there. So the first place that we are going to be using Surf is here, just north of Oldale Town. So we kind of come over from, come up from Little Root, and it's just north here. And the first thing which we're going to be doing is fighting some trainers that we now have access to. So this is the shortcut across to Moorville, and if we do come across here, there are two trainers for us to fight, and I have put Electrike to the front, so hopefully we can evolve it pretty soon, as we are going to be fighting a lot of water types in this episode and possibly the next one, depending on how long all of this takes. Electrike should be able to get some pretty good experience. Unfortunately, these are quite weak, but that's not too much of an issue. I guess it doesn't actually really matter which ones we attack, because they should both die. Tentacle may survive a spark, but we shall see. Electrike goes to level 23. And down goes Tentacle, hopefully. Yeah, so that's actually all there is to do on this route. If we kept going, we would... I'll show you where we come out, and there is one bit of content which we need to do on this on the next route. So this is where we are on this kind of route, just west of the Trick House. Speaking of which, we will be coming back to take on the Trick House once we've kind of finished going through everything else that we can do with Surf. So that's I haven't forgotten. There's a few more routes, or a few more areas open since we've beaten a couple more gyms. So yeah, that's still on the agenda. But for now, I'm going to head over to Route 104. Slightly change of plans. We will get to Route 104 before too long, but there are also a couple of items to pick up here as well. So if we come up here, I believe there is a rare candy. And we can also access a secret base if you surf a bit further north, but that's all there is on items to pick up here. Here in Moorville, we see that Watson is stood out in the middle of here, looking like an idiot. So we are going to speak to him and see what he's up to. And he gives us the basement key, so we can access a new area with that. Called New Moorville, and I think that's going to be something I do later in the episode, but I thought I would show myself picking that up first. And then if we come up here, there is, I believe, an item on the west side of the pond here, and I haven't been using repels just because you can get some pretty good experience, especially with an Electrike. So a level 34 Marl is probably worth me trying to kill at least. Hopefully we can kill this. And we don't quite do that, but hopefully Bubble Beam isn't too strong. Yeah, we can survive another Bubble Beam. So this is good experience to get, and it saves me doing some kind of off-screen grinding, I guess. Rollout is pretty scary if it goes for a few turns, but the first one shouldn't be too bad. And we do kill it. So yeah, you can get some quite high level wild Pokemon encounters while surfing. And if we come here, we get the HP up. So now we are going to be heading over to Route 115. Back in Rustboro, we are now going to be heading up here. And this is Route 115, and there was an area which we couldn't access before. Now we do actually have Surf, so we are able to head back this way. And we should be able to kill this tentacle in one hit, I hope. It may survive one, in which case it may poison us, which would be quite annoying. But thankfully we get a crit, and it goes down, and Electrike edges ever closer to being a Manectric. I'm probably going to use a repel here just because there are quite a few. It's quite a reasonably long surf, this one, so I may as well. And there are some trainers to fight up here, and also some wild Pokemon as well. But anyway, yeah, sorry, if we head up here, so this was the beach that we looked at before, and even though I've used a repel, stronger wild Pokemon will still attack us. I could switch my lead, I guess. I'll see how much this Bubble Beam does. That does way too much, and I need to switch. I'll probably switch to Gardevoir, I guess. We do Paralyze, so I could just roll the dice and hope he gets fully paralysed or doesn't use Bubble Beam. But likely this... Oh, we get a crit, so you know, it works out. It works out. But yeah, we do get up to level 24. Now, if we come up north this way, so that beach was the bit next to Meteor Falls, which we've seen before. And this sort of mini maze is Route 115, and there are some new Pokemon to catch actually. So the encounters you can get here are Jigglypuff at 10%, Tailo at 40%, Swellow at 10%, which is another new one, Wingull at 10%, and Swablu at 30%. Surfing wise, we can also catch a Pelipper, so that may be something I hunt for at 5%, so that's going to be a pretty rare encounter, but if we find one I will definitely be catching it. But there are also some trainers and a secret base, so if you want to make a secret base up here you can. If we come... I don't want to set this so that I can't escape anything. And unfortunately Manectric is a bit weakened, so we will probably have to switch out, even though it's only level 24. No, I guess I'll just use Spark and see if we survive. And it is a 2-hit kill, and it uses Foresight anyway, so yeah, that's more XP. And you do get additional XP for fighting trainer Pokemon. I'm sure all of you are aware of that, but just to kind of re-highlight that. Machoke, we will not be able to 2-hit kill probably unless we get a crit, but we have been quite lucky with our crits, so who knows. Level 28 as well, it's pretty scary. And this Karate Chop's definitely going to kill us. Hopefully it gets static, although it has guts, so maybe that isn't a good thing. But yeah, Gardevoir should be able to kill this pretty easily, and I should go back and heal. I could also use the Max Revive. It does feel like a waste of a Max Revive, but I also don't want to waste all this experience. So I am going to run back and heal up Manectric very quickly, and then I will be with you in just a second. All healed up, ready to go and take on this runner. I don't know where I want to stop her. To stop her, I guess if I stop her here, then she won't block my path anywhere. I'm not sure if she could have blocked my path anywhere anyway, but just better safe than sorry, I guess. And Doduo, we should be able to at least 2-hit kill, if not one. And down it goes pretty easily. So that's more good experience. I can't remember exactly the level that Electrike evolves, but I think it might be something like 25 or 27. So hopefully we will end this episode with a Manectric that we didn't start it with. And we don't get the paralysis on pursuit, but it also doesn't do a huge amount of damage, so yeah. Fury attack may well kill us if it gets enough hits. And down goes Dodrio. So that should give us a pretty sizable chunk of experience, yeah. And we beat Triathlete Kyra. So then if we... I'm just going to heal up very quickly. Guess I'll use one of these Soda Pops on Electrike, just so we can carry on. And just whilst I notice, Zigzagoon has picked up an item. So we get free antidote out of that. There is another trainer hidden behind that tree. That would be quite scary in real life, I feel like. But I still want to fight him. Ultra Pokemon Ninja attack. And Ninjask will definitely outspeed us, but I don't think it can do anything too scary to us. And hopefully we take it out in one hit. It does survive one, which I'm kind of surprised about, but I guess it is a fully evolved Pokemon. And thankfully it doesn't use Fury Cutter again, because that does get more powerful the more times you use it in a row. And down goes Ninjask. And we get our 861 experience. So Odosleuth, we're not going to use. It would let us quick attack ghosts, but I don't think that's... There is a very, very niche set of circumstances where that would be useful, and it's not worth giving up a team slot for, or move slot for. Given that we do have 3 moves that are useless. Poison Gas, thankfully we did just get a free antidote, so that's not too big a deal, but still slightly annoying. And down goes Gulpin. Before we do any more trainer battles, I think there are 3 more trainers to fight. So the first one is this bald man here. So I guess we could have done those as a double battle. Now that I realise it, I actually didn't notice the bald guy, who is clearly not bald. Hariyama could be a bit scary, and it's quite tanky. It's got quite a lot of HP. And it has guts. You can see, wow, that did absolutely nothing. And Vital Throw kills us in 1. So, thankfully, Gardevoir should be able to kill it pretty easily. But given how much that Spark did, I'm not even sure if Psychic's going to be enough to kill it, and it is, thankfully. Gardevoir is significantly more powerful than Electrike, it seems, and unfortunately all that experience goes to Gardevoir and not to Electrike. Imprison could have a very niche use, I guess, against Tate and Liza, but I think I find Confusion probably more helpful at the moment. So we do defeat Expert Timothy, and I need to go and heal again. And one feature which I haven't really showed off yet is that if we open the Pokénav and go to Match Call, let's see if any of them have got it. There is so Black Belt Knob has that kind of Pokeball icon to the right of him, and that means he wants a rematch. So you can actually go to Route 115 and fight him if you wish. There's also, you can kind of see there's a few of these around Route 103, Route 110, and there's a few trainers on Route 103 and 110 who want to fight, and so you can get rematches that way, and that's a way to pick up extra experience if you need to without having to do just wild battles, I guess. So before we carry on with this area, I'm going to go heal up, and immediately after I said that, the egg started hatching, so thankfully I was pretty quick. But we do now have our Wynaut, so that's another Pokemon added to the collection, and our egg finally hatched. I was literally 3 steps south of stopping the recording. And while surfing down to Rustboro to heal up, we encountered a Pelipper, which was a Pokemon we needed to find on this route, and it is just a 5% encounter, so we did get really lucky on this. That saves me having to hunt too hard for it. I'm pretty sure it can take a Confusion. I'm not so sure it could take a Psychic. Yeah, I think a Psychic may well have killed. But I will now start throwing balls, I guess. The other thing I could do is switch to something else to weaken it a bit more. But I think just throwing Great Balls is probably a good place to go. And I'll probably cut out most of this. And, well, I did not expect that to get in the first ball, but we shall take it. And, yeah, so this is the evolved form of Wingull. And we do now have a Pelipper in our collection, so we're kind of adding Pokemon quite quickly this episode. And finally we're back here, healed up with extra Pokemon caught, and ready to take on the final 2 trainers and get our berries as a reward. You can obviously get past, you can obviously get to those berries without fighting these trainers, but I'm here for the XP anyway, so may as well. And I do have Crunch for Kadabra, so that's could be pretty useful. I'll probably Crunch Kadabra and Psychic the Meditite. I think that should be enough to kill at least the Meditite. Kadabra actually has decent special defense, even if it's pretty frail generally. It's also pretty powerful there. It has very high special attack and may do a decent amount of damage to Electrike. It pretty much kills Electrike, so rather than having to heal up, I'm just going to switch out and switch to, I guess, Zigzagoon, maybe? Yeah, Wurmple I've got with me because once Electrike evolves, I am going to start evolving other Pokemon, and we do have quite a lot of... Yeah, so to start filling up slots in the Pokedex, so the first one I'm going to do is Wurmple up to Beautifly or Dustox, and then I will just evolve the other form. I guess I will Psychic the Makahita as well. So Zigzagoon may be about to die as a sacrificial lamb, but we shall see. Yeah, so once I've brought Wurmple with me just to give it the XP share once I'm ready to start using other things, I guess. I'll have to Psychic the Kadabra and hope that kills. And it does, so yeah, not too bulky, even on the special side. And one more, which is going to receive a headbutt from Zigzagoon, which does more than I expected, I guess. And now it will Psychic as well. I expect Curlier will live 1, but it does not. Gardevoir once again proving it is very powerful. And Electrike evolves to level 26, so that may be enough to evolve it. Let's see. And there we go, so finally our Electrike is evolving into a Manectric. There it goes. That was Manectric. Was used to be my favourite Pokemon. I'm not sure I actually have a favourite Pokemon anymore, but I just really like Manectric in this game. I kind of wish it got Flamethrower as it does in later generations, but sadly it does not. However, it is still a pretty effective Pokemon, and Crunch is a pretty useful or a pretty useful move in this generation because it is special. We get these Kelpsie berries, which I do not actually know what Kelpsie berries do, but I'm sure they may come in handy. I'm not sure they will come in handy, but they may come in handy in future. Okay, so it lowers attack, so if we want to get rid of some attack EVs on our Pokemon, we can do that. So now we've just got to come up here and get TM01 for Focus Punch, which I didn't actually know that's there, and that can be useful under certain circumstances. And we've got one more area to go and look at, and some secret bases. So if we hop on our bike and come down here, we can ride up here. I think they're just secret bases, but there may also be an item. Yeah, there's one item all the way down here, and that's an iron, which I think increases our defense EVs. Right, so that's actually it in terms of trainers and items on this route, but I did mention there are some Pokemon to catch, so I am going to begin hunting for Jigglypuff at 10% and Swallow also at 10%. And our luck one's good once again, and the first encounter we find was a Jigglypuff. I'm a bit worried Spark might kill, so I'm going to crunch it first. I should have healed up on Electric really. And our crunch is now disabled. I can also, one of the reasons why I wanted to use a Electric was so that I could Thunder Wave things, just to make them easier to catch. If something is paralysed, it is easier to catch, so that's useful. And our Disable only lasts one turn. Disable is dreadful in this generation. Kind of gets buffed later on, but still only has niche uses. Now, hopefully, this should be enough to catch our Jigglypuff. And there we go. So there is Jigglypuff added to the Pokédex. So now all we're looking for is a Swellow. It took us about 4 more encounters to find the Swellow. I did heal Manectric up a little bit as well with some potions. So now I should just be able to crunch it, and hopefully it lives and possibly paralyses itself. That's actually quite annoying that it's done as much as that, because now I think I should heal up. If that hadn't crit, I could have Thunder Waved, although I guess after a Thunder Wave the next one might have paralysed anyways, because Swellow has Guts, and Guts boosts your attack by 1.5 if you have a status condition. But we should now be able to throw a Pokeball, and it should be pretty likely that it stays in. Paralysis is not as good as where are my Pokeballs? Where did I move? Right. It's not as good as Sleep as in terms of catching Pokemon. Sleep gives you a bigger boost than Paralysis, but yeah, Sleep moves are pretty bad generally. I will have a Sleeper to use for catching legendaries and stuff, but yeah, T-Wave is 100% accurate, and Hypnosis, for instance, is 60% accurate, so for kind of regular catching, Thunder Wave is perfect. And if this doesn't stay in, I will probably cut out until I catch it. And there we go, we have caught our Swellow. So that is us now completely done with Route 115. The only thing we may come back for is if we wish to catch a Whalmer here later, once we have the Good Rod or the Super Rod, but I don't think we'll be catching that here because there are plenty of other places you can catch a Whalmer. So yeah, that's going to be us done with Route 115 possibly until the post game. So our next port of call is, I believe, Route 104, which is where I said I would head quite a long time ago now. Here on Route 104, just south of Rustboro, there is, I believe, one hidden item, which is a PP-Up. And I think it's either over here or on the other side. It's on the other side. It's a 50-50. So there was the item behind the cut tree, which we got earlier, and then I think there's an item over here. Yes, so that is the PP-Up, and now we can carry on. Heading out west from Petalburg, we come to Route 104, and the south part of Route 104, where we can now take on this kind of sea route, which is actually Route 105, and there are a few things here for us to kind of take on. There are quite a few trainers, and there's also some items. This is an optional route, but we may as well do it at the moment. It's good XP for Manectric as well, and we get some items and stuff out of it as well, and so yes, win-win. In terms of Pokemon that are available on this route, the surfing Pokemon are Tentacle at 60%, Wingull at 35%, and Pelipper at 5%. So we do actually have all of those Pokemon. No new Pokemon available just yet, but should be plenty of experience. I'm actually going to use a Super Repel. It will not keep everything away just because of the level of our Manectric, but it will just allow us to get through this slightly faster. I want to make sure I don't miss any trainers, so I will be kind of going back and forth a bit. So hopefully the Repel will give us a bit more peace. And then once we get down to Dewford, I'll probably end the episode, and the next episode we'll take on Dewford and the rest of the sea routes and the hidden ship. And if we've got time, we'll then do the New Morville and the Trick House. So that might be the next episode, or it might be the next 2 episodes. Just gotta wait and see. Depends how much time I have to record as well. So if we come down here, there's another trainer here, and this is actually one of the routes where you catch one of the Reggies later in the game, so it's worth bearing that in mind as well. So we will be coming back here at some point. I think it's Regice, but I can't really remember. I never actually caught the Reggies as a kid, because how on earth were you meant to figure that out by yourself? And at the time, when I played this game for the first time, I didn't really use the internet or anything. I didn't. It certainly didn't occur to me to Google stuff about. I don't even know if Google was a big thing back then. I think it was becoming it. But I certainly didn't Google anything about the game. I just sort of played through and spoke to my friends about it. And I think a couple of them did hunt online for hints and probably did find out about the Reggies, but sadly putting, I think it's a Whale Lord and a Relicanth at the front and back of your party, and all of the weird steps they decided to add in were not something that I just happened upon by myself. And down goes Tentacle. We did get a crit there, but still you can see that Manectric is significantly more powerful now. And I think it's... I'll probably wait a little bit before I give Wurmple the XP share. But we do pick up a free Ultra Ball from Zigzagoon. And now we are going to take on this... I believe he's a Ruin Maniac. As I said before, there are one of these pretty much near all of the Reggie dungeons, effectively. Yeah, Ruin Maniac, Foster. Sandshrew, thankfully we do have Crunch, but may hurt quite badly. I don't think it would use anything other than maybe Dig in terms of ground type moves though, so we should be okay. I don't see a level 25 Sandshrew having Earthquake at this point in the game. And we do kill it, and if he's got another Pokemon I will probably switch out just because we have been hit with a Sand Attack. Hopefully that 2-hit kills. It does not, even with a 7 level advantage. Sand Attacks, well, Sand Slash is very bulky on the physical side, so I'm not overly surprised, but still. Double Sand Attack could be a bit annoying if we miss the Swing Attack, but we do not. And down it goes. We get a useless crit, which just wastes a bit of time. And there we go. So if you come up here, there are some more trains to fight, and this is also the way you'd go to get to the Reggie dungeon. So I guess we'll take on this trainer first, and then head up there and just kind of show where it is. Out comes Wingull, which we can kill with Spark. So there we go. Whalmer has pretty high HP stat, so we may be able to tank one. We shall just have to wait and see, I guess. I could have done New Morville before all of this and got Thunderbolt, I guess, and given that to Manectric. But Spark's doing the job pretty efficiently for us, so I'm not going to worry too much. So yeah, if we head up here, this would be an entrance to a cave where you can catch, I believe, Regice. I've never really worked out how to say that one. I think it's one eye, so it's probably just Regice. And that's our final Super Repel, so I'll have to remember to pick some of those up. and I'm not entirely sure how we'd get there. Can you surf here? Yeah, so I believe there's a hidden item in the middle here. So we'll take on these two and then pick that up. So hopefully we can just psychic the Sandshrew, and we should switch Gardevoir from being in the second spot because it is higher level than anything else in our party at the moment. But thankfully it's also our best Pokemon just at the moment, so it should be able to kill Sandshrew pretty easily. And Wingull will definitely go down to a Spark next turn anyway. And Manectric continues its climb. Another Sandshrew for us to murder. Should go down pretty easily, and I should also give the black glasses to Manectric because I think they're more use there than they are on Crobat. But at the moment I've still got the XP share on it, which I definitely don't need to have. I hope you can't hear my stomach crumbling. I'm about to go and have lunch, but it's kind of going wild. We don't get a choice but to register the Ruin Maniac, and we get a big pearl for our troubles. I wasn't actually sure you could squeeze through this gap here, but apparently you can. Would have been quite weird if you could not, I suppose. And so now we can fight this guy. And I think he may well be the last trainer on this route. And then we will be on to Route 106, which is quite a short one. Carvanha. We take down pretty easily. And now I think we maybe have 2 or 3 more trainers to fight. And then that will be the end of the episode. So Spark does actually make contact, which is worth remembering just for rough skin. Obviously once we get Thunderbolt we won't have to worry about that at all, but worth remembering. I think there are some hidden items here. Yeah, so we get Heart Scale, and there are also some visible items. So I don't think there's any hidden items on this island, but there is obviously that item just to the left there. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it is an iron. Those are always good to get because they are quite expensive, and we will probably want to use some later on. So let's just check. There's not a trainer over here. No, there isn't. And I believe these 2 trainers that we see are the last ones that we're going to have to face this episode. So Wingull. Again, there's not really any need to kill all these Wingulls, I could just run away from them. I'm plus speed nature as well, so I'm very fast, so I can run away from pretty much anything I need to. I am actually going to finally take the XP share and give it to Wurmple. So hopefully we can get 2 levels out of these last 2 trainers, and then we will have a new Pokemon to add to the Pokédex before the end of the episode, and then also take this item from. We get a free repel, and the bag is full, so we need to offload that in Dewford. Store some more stuff in the PC, and we get a tentacle coming out level 24, so this should go down pretty easily. There's 1 more item on this route. We are now on Route 106. There's 1 item on here, which is a protein, so hopefully we've got enough space for that. I'm not sure if I've got one in the bag already. If not, I'll have to offload something. And we're going to get very used to this sight of Manectric killing a water type, because this game has far too many sea routes. So let's see whether we will be evolving into a Dustox or a Silcoon. Silcoon or a Cascoon, sorry. Dustox or Beautifly. And you cannot tell from that shape. It's only if it's slightly more purple or not. And I think that's Beautifly. I won't really know until it evolves again. So then if we come down here, we fight the final trainer, and hopefully we get enough XP to evolve. And let's see if Whalmer goes down in one hit. I'm pretty sure it will. And unfortunately we do not, so we'll probably have to wait until next episode to get our Beautifly. Let's see how close we are. I could do a quick wild battle, that doesn't tell me. 138.7 experience, yeah, so we are very, very close. And there's our protein. We did have space in the bag, which is very handy. And then if we come over this way, I'm going to get one more wild battle, and this will be the last bit of the episode because we are now back in Dewford pretty much. Level 28 tentacle, let's see if this goes down to Spark. And it does, pretty easily. So we will be ending the episode on Silcoon evolving. And there we go, we get our Silcoon evolving into a Beautifly. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.